Hey you guys, okay, so you've already seen the phone call. It went well, okay? Um, in fact, it went so well as we were talking, I had to stop the video when he got to the part where he was asking for my phone number, my address, and all that kind of stuff. As time goes by while we're talking, we talked for about a half an hour at tops. He said, well, what are you doing now? And I said, nothing. And he said, I'll be over in a few minutes. So he will be showing up any minute now, you guys. This is big. I haven't seen him since Pootie was 5 days old, and he dropped me off at my mom's house right down the street from here, so that I can recuperate there rather than recuperating at the homeless shelter. Okay, so yeah, so we haven't seen each other since then, nor has he seen Pootie since then, and he's never met my husband. So this is big, you guys. It's big. And rather than him wait until, we'll wait until he sees us at the birthday party, which he's definitely coming to. And I knew that. As long as I reached out to him, I knew he was going to show up. It's just the fact I always got to reach out to him. You understand what I'm saying? So I knew if I reached out, that's why I had to make sure I wanted him to be invited, because I knew that he was going to come. So, yeah, so rather than him wait until then, he decided to let's, get together now. So I'm in the kitchen, you guys, even though, this is about to happen. I wanted to prepare basically Nene's and I's dinner. We're having tofu, but we're going to have it with a twist. If you're interested in how this is going to go, as far as if it's going to be a good thing, which I think it is. Yeah, I'll try to record. I don't want to record because I don't want to intrude on him. You guys will see. It's not about seeing him, because you guys will see him, I'm pretty sure, at the party, because I'm going to record Pootie's birthday party. My father looks like Teddy Pendergrass, but I do still want to have some time private, so I'll try to record a few seconds, or maybe you'll just hear us talking or whatever, a couple of, whatever, but yeah. Let me try to do this first before we go into anything like that. Later on, I'll give you guys a conclusion video on how that went out, how all that went, So what I'm doing is, this is tofu, you guys. What you're going to get is you're going to get firm tofu, or extra firm. And to give it more of a meat texture, what you want to do is you want to freeze the tofu. That's a key, okay? And what that does is it makes sure it doesn't have like a creamy texture inside, but it has more of a meat bulk texture to it. So what you want to do is you want to squeeze that, okay? I'm going to pan the camera down so you guys can actually see. But I'm going to zoom in first of all and show you guys what that looks like. The tofu, when it's frozen, looks like a sponge, okay? And it's packed with water. So I'm going to pan down so you guys can actually see. You want to squeeze it like that. Of course, making sure your hands is clean. Of course, that's a given. But you want to squeeze it. See all that water coming out? But you want to do it like, squeeze it, but you want to be firm with it, because you don't want it to break. And what we're going to make is a dish that's called, some will call it fried tofu. Now, before anybody says anything about it being fried, you don't have to fry this. You can bake it. But I don't eat this that often, and I sure don't eat fried foods that often. So this is just something for us to have. Remember, you can have things. You just have to do it in moderation. Okay? And where some of you may be eating fried chicken, I'm eating fried tofu. So, alright, so you're going to basically drain most of the water out, you guys, okay? Again, when it's frozen, it's like a sponge, basically. When it's frozen, and then you thaw it out. Plus, like I said, it definitely gives it a meat texture. Alright, so this is the tofu. You want to go ahead and put the container that it came in, you want to go ahead and put that aside. I'm just wiping off my area. And I'm going to start cutting in a few seconds. But first, what you want to do is you want to always season your tofu. Okay? Tofu is very bland. It is one of those things that you have to make it taste like something. That's why it's great, because it's flexible in that aspect. So we want to go ahead and season this up. All right? So we're going to go ahead and season that up with some Old Bay. We're going to also use some black pepper, and I'm going to use some salt-free. I'm panning the camera a little bit more. We're going to also use some salt-free seasoning. Okay. Now, you can always marinate this tofu, you guys. You can marinate it. That's up to you. This is a step I'm giving you just so you'll know the basics of it. You guys, when I share recipes with you, I try to give you the basics. That way you can make it to whatever, way you want. But as long as you have the basis and the basic, then you'll be able to build off of that. All right? We're going to also put some black pepper. And you want to season this to taste, you guys, okay? So this is something that you want to season to taste. Alrighty. And you can put some adobe on it as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to slice this. And what we're going to use is, I got it from the Asian market called tempura. Pretty sure you've heard of it. And that's a batter mix. And we're going to put that into a bowl. And we're going to use the tempura. Now, you can do an egg wash after you slice this. After you slice it, you can do an egg wash if you like. Okay? Now, this is for, you can fix this on a sub roll, a whole wheat sub roll. But as for me, I'm going to use this, what is this? This is authentic grain bread, ancient 12. So I'm going to use this because it's wide and it's long. So I'm going to use this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to top it with some, probably a little bit of mayo and some lettuce and some onion. And I'm going to use some of my veggie cheese. And I'm going to make it like a chicken sub, or like a fried chicken sub or whatever. Okay? So it does sound good. I'm pretty sure you guys out there that are vegetarians, you're like, that sounds delicious. People that are not vegetarians, they're like, it's just tofu, but this just sounds good. Trust me. Alright, see how well seasoned that is, you guys? Alright. So, we're going to slice it. And we're going to make, now you can slice it like this, where you can make it long and wide. Or you can slice it like this and make them narrow. Okay? So as for me, I think I'm going to do the narrow. Even though my bread is wide and I could just use one slice, I don't know. Because I got to make sure that Nene and I both can eat off of it. And also Pootie. So this will definitely, if I do it 3 ways, this will definitely get me 3 slices. 3 good size slices. So now if I do it this way, it'll get me at least 7 slices, good size ones, but they'll be this way. So, let me see. I'll just go ahead and do the long ones today. Why not? The long and wide. And that way it'll look more like a chicken patty. Now, this, you can actually do this process and make it into like a baked chicken. Alright, now since we're doing it like this, you may want to go ahead and season that up. Okay? So, like so. Alright? And then you have this piece. Now, this is pretty big, so what I'll do is I'll make one slice like this, actually 2 slices, and then I'll make some smaller ones. Just to show you the different variety of how you can actually fix this. Now, this is a good way of showing you guys that you can make this into chicken strips, fake chicken strips, and you can bake them or fry them or put them in some olive oil, or you can make it into like a chicken patty or a chicken breast. This is what you would call the strips, and they look like this. And this was what you would call a chicken breast or patty. Are you understanding and are you following? So we used the tofu in 2 different ways to make 2 different kinds of dishes, and I'm giving you the basis of how you can actually do that with one tofu. Okay, so now you'll know how to make chicken breast. You can build off of that and make a dish out of that tofu into chicken breast. You can make it into a chicken patty. You can make it into chicken strips. Now you know all 3 of how to do all 3. Now you can build off of that. You can make this chicken breast into maybe have some roasted potatoes on the side and a vegetable melody. You can make the chicken patty where you have it on a sandwich roll or a whole wheat roll with some lettuce, cheese, and tomato and all that kind of stuff. Or you can make it into chicken strips and have a dipping sauce. So now you know this is 3 meals that you can make as far as different, showing you how to do it. This is 3 separate meals that I'm showing you guys you can make just by using a different cut with that same tofu. I hope you guys are following me. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and season this up. And you're just going to use, I'm going to season a little bit more. And you're just going to use the, what do you call it? You're going to use the tempura, the batter mix. You're going to use that just as it recommends on the box. You can run this through an egg wash and then batter. That way it'll stick to it really good. Unless your batter consists of already having egg in it, where like it's already a wet batter. Okay? You're going to just use a little bit of canola oil or whatever kind of oil that floats your boat in your pan. And this is something that you don't have to let it sit for a long time in the oil or in the oven, because keep in mind this is already done. Okay, that's the difference between this and meat. This is done. Okay, meat you have to prepare it. This is already done. Looking at my pan because my oil is heating up in the back. So that's it. You just go ahead and put this and make sure you stand there and watch this to make sure it doesn't burn. And that's it, you guys. I will show you guys the end results. If you have any questions, by all means, leave it below. I'll try to answer it after my company leaves, after my dad leaves. But basically, the tempura, I didn't show you guys how to do that because it's basically you do whatever's on the box, whatever's on the package, and that's how you fix it. So, on that note, you guys, I hope this has helped you. This is somewhat Tofu 101, and I'll show you my dish when I'm ready to serve it and how I'm going to serve it, and you guys will actually see that. So, alright, you guys, I love you so much, and thanks for riding with me and rolling with me. Be blessed.